I don't know how long you've been struggling with your handmade human hair locks getting stiff, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly why this happens. And I'm working with 0.90 millimeters single hook and 0.75 millimeters double hook, and I love using this small afro comb to tease the hair for maximum volume. And finally, this is 50 grams Afro Kinky human hair bulb. It mimics 4C hair type because it's made of tiny cuticles that boost stacking while crafting the locks or making the locks, okay? So before I begin, I use Afro comb to tease the hair for maximum volume and the structure of the lock. And if you may ask me, this is the best premium hair if you want durable locks because it's soft. And I'm gonna divide this into two, so we're gonna have top half and bottom half so that you can see the contrast. Okay, so you can see how it's soft and the tiny cuticles in it, just like the fussy hair type, and this should tell you it's 100% human hair. Okay, so let's begin with the stiff part. Okay, so I do tease the tip of the hair and fold it back an inch, then fold over the opposite sides, and I'm using the double crochet. I do call this type of crochet Mr. Speed. Okay, so I'm stabbing the hair and pick tiny I pick tiny hair from one side, pull through and block it with my thumb. But if you look keenly, it doesn't lock inside, so I have to stab the needle rapidly, aggressively, and repeatedly in the exact same spot. And that is mistake number one. As you can see, that is just like overpacking too many knots in 1 millimeter of a space, the way you're seeing, okay? Well, another thing I noticed with using this double needle, Mr. Speed, if you look keenly, I'm only working on one direction, just rolling over the lock. And as it remains the perfect for speed, but when it comes on working on a round, a clean tip, I won't lie, it's a struggle, and I keep on stabbing my fingers couple times. Like, it's just like a hustle, and I could feel my wrist too. So it's so hard to control this needle at the tip, and I had to snap it off with a scissor. So we're gonna see that, and I just continue with the same thing repeatedly until I get to the center and go back over it. And this is why it looks like a pipe. And when I try to palm roll, it makes it even worse because it becomes more stiff and pointed when it's supposed to bend natural. Okay, so this needle packs more hair into the core, leaving a zero dead hair space on the lock. And the lock is supposed to breathe, and that's why it bends naturally. But here, that space is dead, creating an immediate rigid cylinder. And forcing those two heads in and out, the hair breaks, and that's why you see all this shading on my workspace. Okay, yeah, so now here is how you avoid that stiffness by switching to 0.90 millimeters needle and use the space out roll instead of just stabbing repeatedly. So you're gonna fold the tip again an inch back, and now this time you're using loose, relaxed grip, and you're gonna insert the needle, catch a few strands, you're gonna twist slightly with your thumb, and pull while you're moving up to the tip. And as you can see, it's so easy to make the tip round and natural because this needles gives you control over the shape, and it allows you to target all the micro frizz and creates a more rounded, natural looking tip and clean the way you see. And I will just continue with the same direction. I go up, center, and down. I go up, center, and down, letting the old lock and the new hair fuse to make the lock. And yeah, so we are still counting down the lock's journey, and in this video we're gonna make 15. Okay, so stick around because this method applies to all the 15 locks, and we're gonna have 75 down today and 25 to go. So once you get to the top, you go back deep in the lock, tucking all hair above the lock, and finally you pump roll to seal every needle hook the way you're seeing. And you know why I prefer this single needle? Because it pulls small targeted sections of hair, and it takes micro steps to fill the core, and that's why I rely on rolling over the lock 360 degrees to help me shape it. And yeah, so you can see the difference, and you can't compare single and double needle locks at all, because a single needle creates flexibility and that natural fall because it integrates the hair naturally, while the double needle focuses purely on fast high density compression, which is why automatically produces a much stiffer lock. Okay, so I do hope you can see the difference. And now let's jump to our usual routine. Okay, yeah, so let's build our batch as from the title 60 to 75 out of 100 using the single needle, good for precision. And I have to take one lock from the previous one as a guide to make the rest, like the thickness and length for consistency all through. So you're gonna see that. And now that I've found the rhythm, to make this 15 becomes easy and fast. And now notice my hand tension. The trick is consistent pressure to keep the lock uniform. And the more you do this type of locks, you master everything and the speed just comes naturally. Okay, so it takes me 7 hours to make 15 locks because this is 0.6 centimeter thickness, and it takes more hair and a lot of tacking process. So comment below the video how long it takes you to make 15 locks plus the length. So let us know in the comment section. Share with me your experience, and at the same time comment below the video and let me know what you think about this. Yeah, so welcome to lock 1 through 15, and I'm showing you the exact single needle secrets to handmade human hair locks that actually last. So stick around to see how I transition from this afro kinky bulk hair to a solid locks without making them stiff. Okay, so as we speed through the next few locks, my secret is all the thumb and the angle. Okay, so I'm doing a controlled in and out motion the way you're seeing. So I pull the hair slightly, block it with my thumb, and turn the lock 90 degrees after every stitch, and this stops the lock from going flat and creates a tight enough a durable knot that you want. Okay, so people always ask me how I keep human hair from breaking or shedding while using this tiny 0.90 millimeter a single crochet needle. And the trick is to avoid stabbing directly through the middle, which can create a weak spot. So instead, just grab tiny pieces of hair around the edges, and by the time we hit lock 15, you'll see perfect cylinder shape. Okay. we have come to an end of this video. Thank you so much for sticking around, and that wraps up today's video. So we are making serious progress here on this journey, and we are officially at a 60 to 75 out of 100 logs completed today. And let me take you back. When I begin this video, we started talking about those stiff, rigid logs and exactly what not to do. So by using the techniques we practice today, you can see how these human hair logs have beautiful natural movement instead of looking stiff like plastic, and it's not straight, so it's more flexible. And yeah, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, because in the next video we are putting this to the test. So we are going to look at synthetic locks versus human hair locks side by side, so you can see the ultimate difference in texture, look, and how they handle over time. Okay, so signing out now. See you in the next one, and thanks for watching.